Yo, what's up, everyone? Infinite Nebula here. I'm pretty psyched about this one, actually. The Bully Toby, Uh, if you know, you know who Bully Toby is, especially if you're in the 90s. I'm super late on this, but, like, I've just got my hands on it, you know what I mean? I'd say I'd be collecting, what, like 2 years now? 1.5, somewhere in there? But, like, been only doing these videos for, like, maybe a year, if that. But no, like this is actually pretty cool. Like I'm really glad about this. The memes you can create with Bully Toby is like Toby the Bully, whatever you want to like call it, is crazy. Like it's so fun to do this. Like we're gonna pull this out of here. The boxing's pretty cool. Got some cool artwork. You got some suggestions and whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna toss that off to the side. Bam. Get him out of here. It's really stiff. Oh man, the webbing is cool, like it's textured. That's really cool, actually. Got the symbiote Black Spider-Man suit head. I actually like the detail on that a lot. I like that it's like textured and you can feel the individual webbing here. Heads are rolling here. And then the like symbiote like fighting off this like skin type thing. It's really cool. I think that's an awesome addition they did. And then we got like the hands, you got the Spidey web shooting hands and the wall crawling hands, or hey, not today, them type of hands. Wait a minute. Yeah. But no, they got the comb over. It's pretty hilarious actually, I ain't gonna lie. And like this is like an older figure. Like what is it, like the 4 or 5 years old? Paint apps are all right. Little not great. They do have his little chin there, little creased chin, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna say it on camera. Yep, that's awesome. And then let's check it out, right? For that old figure, so you can't really go that far back, as far back as you're gonna go. Doesn't really click. You can go forward with it, and then you have that much more app crunch. Like that is sick. Look at this. Like look at the back spider on here. Like this is awesome. The only thing that is weird is that of course it doesn't go all the way up. So, but it's cool that they tried to make it go up as much as they possibly could. We got butterfly joints. Always love to see that. Man, it's a stiff figure. It really is. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like I've said before, I really, really do appreciate the texture that you can feel the webbing on the figure is really cool. That's so cool. Like I really like this. I do appreciate it a lot, actually. This spider symbol looks so much better. Like, yeah, it just looks so cool. We're gonna have to definitely put the head on here. Bully Toby the Bully. What I don't understand is how smooth they made the legs here. Like they're like literally plastic smooth. Like they go where they're kind of starting like they're gonna have texture, and they just were like, nah, we're not gonna do that throughout the whole suit. Which I think it would have went a long way. Like present it would match. You know what I mean? That's where they kind of lost me right there. Ooh, that is tough. Really tough. They're like double jointed knees here, but it is tough on these older figures. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's awesome. And then ankle up. There we go. The radius on that ankle joint is actually really good. And the knee radius for that articulation is really well done. Then you got little pivot ankles there. Pivoted around if you can see that. And as you see, the webbing lines up. Like it's not misaligned. It lines up. That's cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't his suit supposed to be all like how they have this right here? But they just didn't do it to this, which is kind of a, like, I don't know. It's a little loose there. but it is tight. So, which is weird that we can't go any higher than that. That is as far as that goes. We can't go any further. So that's, probably those older figures didn't have that much range in the articulation. And they're just really tight. I am not going to lie. It's a very tight figure. It's really, it's loose weird. Like, it's like, you can hear it, like, clanking around in there. But, yeah, you can't really move it all that well. Not going to lie. That's kind of a downer. The texture to the top half is awesome. Paint apps and everything is really good on that. But, wow, is it tough. Really tough. It's got like those rockers. That's what's got in there. That's why I can move it like that, is the rockers. But other than that, it's just not great. Like, as you saw, like, right there, it was just like, the figure just kind of slid right there. Definitely, one thing to kind of note about getting the older figures and having them out of the box, you're going to have that weird loose pivot. Yeah, very weird. But after that, it ain't going to move. So, what I'm seeing is limited poses for sure. Because of the way the legs are for the groins, not great articulation or range of motion on that. So definitely, if you're just liking this because of like the suit and you want it for the suit, definitely get it. I'm gonna use this for the memes. Like I'm gonna rub some dirt in your, or spit some dirt in your eye or something like that. All that type of stuff with Bully Toby. I'm gonna do that type of stuff. Because I like doing that type of stuff. And no, like, let's switch the heads out. Oh yeah. That's a huge, that's huge. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Come on, let's get that in there. I feel like I'm going to break it trying to get it in there. It's almost like you got to heat that up because it is not easy getting that in. Holy snap. That's so tight. And there's no way that's all the way in. Because if that's how that's supposed to be, that is messed up. I ain't not going to lie on that. It's very tight. There we go. We got it. It slipped in. There we go. So, it looks so awesome. And honestly, it all lines up pretty well. Yeah, lines up really well. That's one thing with Spider-Man that a lot of Spider-Man action figure collectors and enthusiasts really look for is the lining up of the webbing with the mask, the arms, everything like that. If it doesn't, it just kind of like irritates you, like having a bad line on graphing paper, if that's ever happened to any of y'all. But yeah, no, this is really cool. I just wish they would have continued with the texture on the legs. Like, they just kind of lost it from here and kind of half-assed did it here and then just, did nothing. So, yeah, if that's just how it was meant to be, that's how it was meant to be. I just think it throws the whole aesthetic off of the figure by not having it, even if it was meant to not have it. I just think it just throws it off, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, no, this is really cool. Like, let's try to get a close-up on the eyes. They have a little shine to them. So, yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of, like, the Iron Spidey body. But, I think the Iron Spidey is done better just because it's newer. So, y'all let me know if, just these not having the greatest range is very irritating. Not gonna lie, I thought this would have better range. I didn't watch a review before I bought this either, so here I am doing the review for y'all because, that way you won't fall into the, I'll be able to do super good poses with this and it looks awesome. Well, you're not going to be able to do like those crazy poses that Spider-Man can normally get into. You're going to have some pretty basic poses with this one, just completely warning you. But like I said, if you like it because you like the Spider-Man 3 Spider-Man suit for the symbiote black suit, definitely get it. That's why I got it for that too, but mainly because I'm going to do, Bully Toby memes and stuff like that for shorts. Joints are very tough. Like I said, if it's an older figure and it sat in the box for a while, it's probably going to have really tough joints. Like that double joint elbow is a lot to like move. So, yeah. These butterfly joints, they're there, but they're very, very tight, and the range of motion on that is not a whole lot. So almost like they didn't need it, but they did it probably for the extra sail. But you're not even getting a quarter of an inch on that turn there, like at all. So not a huge deal, but the aesthetic of the top half, amazing. And then of course the boots. But this throws me off like a lot because it's a different texture here than here. That's the one thing that throws me off for sure. Absolutely. It's just, I really do I like this a lot. Little Goblin Jr. gonna cry? You gonna cry? Oh, yeah. That type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that you're gonna see coming from me, in the stop motion shorts. So, like it is that, I don't know, I would have to give this like a 5, mainly because of the articulation in the groins. And then, this, like I said, had bothered me. I'd give it like a 5. I still appreciate having it. I'm glad that we have a figure like this. And, yeah, I just hope everyone, kind of agrees with me on this, that it is kind of one of those figures I kind of dropped the ball on, but it is an earlier Marvel series, like Legends series, figure. But, yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, I appreciate it. Especially if you made it this far. I really do appreciate it. Not many do. So, anyways, like I always say, it's Infinite Nebula. We out here. Peace.